Basically, I will be sharing 4 slides, 4 content. First is motivation. This will be very minor contents. Second will be how to write, that is basically the improving writing skills in high impact journal papers. Second content will be impact assessment, particularly citation impact, its pros and cons, how to address professionally. And finally, I will be addressing a little bit about ethics, publication ethics. That's also important. Need to be aware, some of the right things, some of the wrong things. So now I'm coming to the very important slides. This is for what you are waiting for. Okay, now I am coming here. Please pay your attention. There are unethical practices. So we must not agree with that. We must uphold our ethical practice, professionalism. This is happening, and I post in Facebook and many people that these are happening rampantly. This becomes a normal practice. For last 4 or 5 months, I experienced 4 or 5 papers in my own paper. As you can see, I'm experienced people, and some researchers are asking their own paper. So how I know? Because same common paper. So 4 or 5 papers with one common author. Then definitely I can see this is the reviewer. Okay, so they are asking to cite their own paper. So in the review process, there is a drawbacks, but there is a committee on publication ethics, and journal website also they put this ethical, unethical matter. It is specifically mentioned how to address these issues. But normally young researchers, sometimes they are fearful because if you remove all those citations, your paper will be rejected. Yes, it might happen, but we can address this professionally. That's how I address how to avoid. I will share that one. So what happens sometimes requesting friends, colleagues, associates to cite their papers. This is unethical. Please don't do these things unless this is relevant. Do it by yourself. If you feel that this is relevant without anybody's influence, that is the best way, without bias. I think that we should be proud for. If somebody biased you, ask you to cite and this and that, I think these are the unethical things. Yeah, so I would strongly encourage to do work in a professional way. If anything unethical, please protest. Please do it in a professional way. Please try to convince them. These are the unethical things, and be silent. Don't respond. Don't entertain their request. Okay. Editor list. This is what happened earlier, but nowadays I think because of the concern raised by many people, nowadays editor does not ask these things anymore. In my experience, editor list number of papers, 4 or 5 papers, and ask, please cite these relevant papers, because this might be relevant. But again, editor, because his intention is to raise the impact factor of that journal. So this is again unethical thing. Okay, so don't entertain these things. Only the thing is that how to address professionally, I will be at my last discussion. Reviewer request list of his, this is happening. This is my experience for last few papers. They are associates to cite without scientific reasons. Please reduce the noise. So this is unethical practice happening. So young researchers, those who are fearful, please listen carefully. So what I did, so I asked my students, collaborators, there are 10 papers they asked to cite. There are 4 papers they asked to cite. Then I asked, you download all those 10 papers. Then you go one by one. You see, you write a paragraph, what is their content and what is our content. Then you see that if this paper is relevant, then you say that this paper is within the scope of this our paper, it is relevant, so we will cite this paper. And then another paragraph for another paper number 2. This paper is not relevant with us, nothing with the content of our paper, so we are not going to cite these papers. This is scientifically we write, professionally we write, professionally we defend. We also write a separate cover letter. I also send a separate email to editor-in-chief raising that there is unethical issues raised by me, by our team members. So reviewers, we suspect that this reviewer is asking his or own paper. Please take this. And some reviewer, some editors immediately reply, this we will investigate, we will take necessary actions. And don't be worried for this citation. We'll take this measure very carefully, very seriously, very professionally. So what you have to do, you address the comments as I mentioned. You see that this paper is relevant and this paper is not. This paper is relevant. This is not relevant. You address it properly in the rebuttal, and we will do it professionally. So far, in all our 5 papers, Alhamdulillah, we were successful. So this is what I strongly suggest you to practice. Don't be fearful. Don't feel that my paper is. It will be accepted somewhere else, because you are establishing a professional practice, ethical practice. So here you should not sacrifice. This is my humble request. So you try to do this, and you use your senior author, senior people, because I'm the senior people. And I also write some of my experience, all those things I write there. Sometimes they don't like, but I need to address that I have experience, I have all these things. So please take care that we tried our best to write the paper in a professional, in a proper way. We have significant experience. So immediately they also explore our profiles, this and that. And I got the good response, professional response. So far, we are successful in addressing these things. So this is my experience I'm sharing with you. So hopefully it will be useful. So now last slide is the H index, is basically number of papers, n papers cited n times. This is the higher is the better. So this is someone, he has H index 5. Okay, as you can see here, he has here 5 papers cited more than 5 times. So you see, this is the H index 5 because 5 papers are cited up to level 5. So if the number 6 paper is cited 6 times, because number 6 is 5 times. So if it is 6, so H index will be 6. So let's say another paper is 7, and this 6 is 7, and 5 is 7. So if all are up to 7 times cited, then it is H index is 7. Higher is the better. So my H index in Google Scholar 91. So 91 papers is cited 91 times. So n papers cited n times. That is basically the H index. These are good for your academic promotions and so on. Normally, these are the also researcher or authors impact assessment. Now, I'm sharing very secret recipe also because Prof. Safwan asked some of the questions, the route to be highly cited researcher. But before that, I am sharing with you here. As I told you, I never planned basically to be a highly cited researcher. I did not know also that. Once my name appeared in 2014, Prof. Saad called me and that your name appeared in the newspaper. Then only I was sleeping basically. So then only I know. And that's how it started. Actually, I started my working, the quality work, Q1 journals, did my homework, tried to see where papers are highly, citations is more compared to the other papers. That's what I did. And at the end, I was highly cited in 2014. Now this is a slide, as you can see. Can you see the 4 highly cited researchers here from, can you see? I work with them. So recently they got highly cited researcher. So this is again the rule of teamwork. Initially I started work with them. These are the top people. They have grant, they have students, they are the strong researcher in Malaysian respect. I work with them. Professor Mazuki was my supervisor, master's and PhD. Professor Nasruddin was my collaborators. Prof. Saad was my collaborator. Indra, we did master's PhD together. He's a smart Indonesian. He got highly cited and now he's in distinguished research professor because of this highly cited in UTS, University Technology Sydney. All this actually we work together. We share our research findings. We share our students. We share our research grants. Actually, they help each other. This is how also I help them. Some of my papers are with them. And this is as a result of teamwork. Now you see they are also, for last 2 years, they become highly cited researchers. Again, teamwork is very, very important. Those who are organizers, those who are in university management, if you ask how we can be a highly cited researcher, I think one of the important aspects is the teamwork with the strong people. As you can see in Malaysian respect, Prof. Mazuki got the Merdeka Award. He got, I think he has so many citations. He supervised, he built a lab, such an impressive lab. I don't think it is available in other countries. So he has, I think, 40 years of experience. So now he retired and he's in now IIUM. Prof. Naz, as you can see, he invented some products also. He's the director of UMPDEC. That is one of the national center. And Prof. Saad is now Dean of Faculty of Engineering. And as I mentioned, the INRA is there. So again, this is basically the teamwork. You can explore, you can see there are number of papers with me. So this is again the collaboration work, teamwork, and work with the strong team, strong people that may help you to be a good researcher, strong researcher. Next slide will be more interesting. So these are the top researcher, experienced researcher, senior people. So can there be something young researcher? This is again another young researcher. He is just simply a senior lecturer in Department of Mechanical Engineering. Again, he worked with this Professor Indra. And actually, when Professor Indra left he joined UNITEN. Actually, Professor Indra has high impact research grant. He gave some of the grant to Dr. Hang, some of the grant to this guy, or maybe some other guys, and they were working together around 8 million, I guess. So this is how this junior guy become highly cited researcher. I think for last year he became the highly cited researcher. As you can see, how many papers he's published, how much citation he has. He has also some young award, research award as well. So this is a very strong motivation for all of you young guys. If you have, even you are young, actually I wanted to see how many papers he has highly cited, but Lancaster University and UPM also does not have that essential science indicators. I could not see how many papers. I think 1 year back I saw around 8 or 10. So I have at that time I saw 34 papers. Prof. Mazuki has 32, something like that. So there is a threshold. I don't know how they define. So it depends maybe in the field how many papers you need. But again, there is no harm to try because this young guy has become highly cited researcher. So this is a very strong motivation for you young guys, young researcher, so that you also can try. You can be. There are possibilities. So it is not only senior people, experienced people, but young people also. And that's also, I also suggest that the top researcher, senior researcher also should train the young researcher. That should be the purpose. It's not only should everything go into the pockets of senior people, but they also should train, I mean, helping the junior researcher also to train them to be a potential researcher to good researcher, because they also have potentiality. Okay, I hope this will be a very good motivation for all of you. So now citation criteria. Almost 2.5 hours. Okay, but I feel happy that I could cover most of the things because it needs time. Criteria for highly cited researcher. This is actually the Clarivate. Actually, you need time span. They analyze for last 10 years. So let's say for 2020, they will announce maybe in June or July, based on last 10 years from 2009 to 2019. How many papers are cited among the top 1%? This is one of the criteria. So there is a time span. So if your papers are highly cited, but before that or after that, they will not count. So it must be top 1% in the specific field. There are 21 research fields. So as Clarivate will analyze all those things, and then they will decide. And retracted papers are also removed. Excessive self-citation also removed. So these are some of the criteria. And there is a methodology also. You can read that methodology part in their Clarivate analysis. You can read more about this criteria. I think I suggest please do your homework to know about the highly cited criteria. So this is the recipe that Prof. Sapwan asked. I think this is a good, actually I have addressed all the points. Route to be, so you need to be hot topics, you have to publish in high impact journals and so on, work with the top researcher. But actually I never planned, but what I did, how I did. So that's what I put here. Route should be the timeline. Actually, I'm sorry, I did not put the timeline. Actually, these are the who's probably will help you to be one of the highly cited researcher, inshallah, God willings. As you have seen, topic is very, very important. So select, identify hot topics or high cite topics. I also shared how to find highly cited topics. So through Google Scholar, through ISI Web of Science. So you see the citation analysis. This will tell you which papers are highly cited. And also in the journal also, you can see the top downloaded papers. So this will help you to identify which topics are hot topics and highly cited. Regularly monitor papers which are top downloaded in the journal. Actually, you can see
the papers are top downloaded. So then you can see which papers are, why papers are which papers are highly downloaded. So because there might be a possibility that it will be highly utilized. So you do your homework, you analyze, and then maybe you fine tune, you slightly move here and there a little bit to tune your topic so that it give you better impact. Highly cited hot papers in your area. Follow some top model highly cited research are very, very important. If you are working in an area that is never cited, you are following a model never published in good quality journal, never published in highly cited papers, Q1 journals, I think that is a wrong policy or wrong approach. Or probably nobody trained you, nobody gave you that that types of training. I think these are the rule of supervisors, senior people. This is what I am doing, but unfortunately, some people they don't train all these things. Okay, unfortunately, this happens. But now I think nowadays a lot of things are happening. That's a good approach. So follow the top people, model, paper, highly cited researcher in your field. Have a look at their profile, where publish, what publish. So try to do your homework. Try to analyze actually. Try to do this homework. Funding, very, very important. Why got 11 highly cited researchers? Key important thing is actually it is the job of Tansri Gaud Jasman, who took this challenging task. He presented this more than 1 billion grant to the Ministry of Higher Education with the challenge that he will make within 100 among the top 100 universities. Now you see the 59 came out. You see, so I think he is a successful, but he took a lot of challenges. So 590 million Malaysian ringgit he brought from Ministry of Higher Education, Malaysian government. That was actually the life blood for the and now they are soaring and soaring because of these things. It's not only highly cited paper, highly cited researcher, but they build their infrastructure. Many high quality research are developed, many labs are developed, so they are soaring and soaring. So funding is very, very important. So that's why one of the reasons also I joined Sano University, because Sano is giving huge funding, as I mentioned. So funding is very, very important. I think the funding agency need to support these things. I think that as you can see also Chinese university, someone published good quality papers. I think they are giving financial support, funding also giving. So I think this funding is one of the secret recipe. Only UM was given, and this is how they are soaring. And 11 highly cited researchers. I think this is tremendous achievement for University of Malaya. Okay, and published in Q1 journals, write few strategic review papers. This will help you to improve your knowledge, to write your thesis. So when my students write a review paper, I think they feel confident and they come and say that now, hello, professor, I feel more confident in my topics. This also helps you to identify your novelty and so on. Form team with local and international collaborators. Must be committed. As you know, when I was in UM, I was more younger at that time. I was something like maybe 40 plus. So I worked almost 18 hours day and night. I did not take long time for my students. For my collaborators, I was quite fast. So I really worked very hard. One important thing also, I did my homework, as I told many, many times. So where to submit, how to find novelties, how to give the good topics, what will be the next topics for my master students, PhD students. So I did a lot of homework. So basically, that was my peak time in UM, and that was my most productive time as well. Actually, that was the best place in my career after my first degree in BUET. Actually, BUET gave me the best training in terms of theoretical knowledge. Actually, it was a very, very how to work hard, how to be technically, theoretically very, very strong. So with the strong foundation and the research facilities at University of Malaya, some of the pushing from our supervisors, colleagues, and funding, these basically helped me to be one of the well-renowned researchers, alhamdulillah. Time to time, check number of highly cited papers in ISI. So these are the secret recipes open for you. The route to be highly cited researcher. So Professor Safwan, I have answered your question. Thank you very much. There will be slide for ethics. Ethics basically content similarity, redundant publication,
salami slicing, unethical behavior. Please read yourself. Please learn yourself to avoid the unethical practices. So you can use Turnitin, you can use Authenticate to identify your content similarity. Also, the stealing someone else's idea, removing authors who contributed, redundant publication, duplicate publications, all those things. I don't have enough time. I will not go there. I think with this, I am going to stop my presentation. Now is the time for questions and answer. I become a little bit exhausted, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, so I'll try my best to answer your question. Thank you very much for your patience. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Saidur.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
The committee has decided that because this is quite late, getting late. So what we have decided that there's no Q&A session for this presentation. So anyone who wants to ask a question can email Prof. Saidur to ask the question. So with this, I would like to thank you for your contribution and also for all of you for your attention and for your participation. I pass this to the host, Dr. Sulaiman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Sapuan, Prof. Saidur, for a very interesting topic and presentation. I hope that everyone enjoyed and get something from the presentation, from this seminar. Hopefully, we are going to organize another one in the future, but it depends on the speaker availability, of course. And I hope that we have something to carry back home from this seminar, inshallah. Thank you very much. I think you can contact directly Prof. Saidur for the slides if you want. And if Prof. Saidur allow us to share the slides with you, maybe we can arrange something, sending the slides to everyone that attended today. And also, you know that we are also giving the e-certificate, and I have to check the attendance for today's seminar as well. And we will email the e-certificate to the attendees later. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Professor, just few words from me. I'll be more than happy to give more talks organized by you. I am planning also myself because Sanwe also wanted to share these things with Sanwe students, but as you mentioned initially only 250, so I stopped them. So I'm also organizing with Sanwe and some of the students group. So there will be announcement in the Facebook. There will be more seminars I will give, and also if you organize, if you am organized, I think should be some other topics also. As I mentioned, I'll be more than happy. Yeah.
No problem.
In terms of slides, I need to a little bit modify because I'll give again and again. So I'll try my best also to give you the slides. And also the question and answer, please feel free to send me. I put my email address there, saidur@sanwe.edu.my. You can Google search, you can Yahoo, you can find me there, no problem. You can send me email. I'll be more than happy. Normally, I always entertain young generations, young people, young researcher questions, even Facebook. I never keep any question unanswered because I feel this is my responsibility. This is to motivate, and also this is also my good for me also for collaboration, to contribute to the society also. So I'm always open as long as I am not sometimes too busy. I will be happy to answer your questions. So yeah, with that, I want to thank you all very much. I was really impressed. I'm very happy that you carefully listen, you give the comments. Maybe some good feedback also, feedback form, I think, arrange, maybe you can give feedback also form. That also will help us to arrange some more talks and also to improve also. So I don't think I'm perfect, but this feedback also will help us to improve. This is, I think, important thing. With that, thank you very much.
All right, Prof. Thank you very much.